mid-division people that appear in the same division every year, and they can compete separately from a man, where people get rewarded almost similarly for being half as good at the game as the person that would win the upper. Okay, hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about something I think I've been wanting to talk about it, at least not in the camera anyway, which is tournaments. So the tournament could be any game today, as like normal apparently. It's about Pump It Up. But it could be about Street Fighter, it could be about absolutely anything. And the thing I want to talk about is the structure of tournaments, how tournaments are actually structured. So if you go to the Olympics or something like that, I don't know much about fighting games. I'm assuming Evo or something like that is the same. You have one big bracket of all the people, and you have like a ranking, you know, based on where you finish in different tournaments. And it seems to be you enter the tournament, there's one big pool of people, and the winner is the winner. You know, you get first, second, third, maybe fourth, fifth. There's prize money all the way down to maybe 16 or something like that, etc. But the thing with smaller games, more niche games like Pump It Up, for example, is there's not too many people playing, right? I mean, this is an exception. This tournament is huge. It's like a WPF. But the thing is, you want to increase participation with new people. You know, you want to get new people playing. So new people don't really want to spend $5, $10, $15, $20 on a tournament where they're going to go out in the first round, right? It makes sense. I remember when I started playing back in 2002. I think my first tournament was 2002. First round, KO. 2003, first round, KO. But the thing was, it gave me motivation to keep coming back. I would take like a 3-hour bus to London, go to this huge tournament. I get paired against one of the top seeds. I play PSMO, I die. But then I'd go home, I'd have all this motivation to play, and get better at the game, and that's how it was. But now we've entered a new era of inclusion, not acceptance, inclusion, that's a better word, where everyone wants to feel welcome, everyone wants to go home with a trophy, a prize or something like that. So now I'm seeing a lot of events where they split the tournaments based on ability. Let me just sit here. They split the tournaments based on ability. So what you would have is like a senior tournament, a mid-division, and a newbie tournament, right? And then maybe a female one if there are enough female participants. So there are a lot of tournaments based on ability. Now, there's one huge problem with that, which is sandbagging, right? And that is where somebody will claim to be worse than they actually are. I think some people call it smurfing, but it's the same thing. If you're in a country where most of the participants are from that country, you can sort of know how good everyone is and slot them in. But when the tournament opens up to international participants, then it becomes confusing because you don't know how good everybody is. There's prize money on the line for each category and things like that. So it causes a bit of an issue with that. And this is where a lot of the issues lie with tournaments like this. The people are in the wrong categories. Especially this tournament where you have again a niche tournament, right? There's only so many people playing, so everyone knows everyone. Everyone knows the organizers know the players. People have friendships, bonds. Things get a little bit cloudy, let's put it like that. So when you're splitting on division like that, it's almost impossible to run a tournament. I get that people want to be included, but it creates so many problems. But problem number 2 is that if you're the winner of the middle division, then you are technically worse than the last place in the upper division. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good.
Good. So it's weird that the winner gets a trophy, a certificate, prize money, coupons, t-shirts, merchandise of the mid-division. But they're worse than the last place of senior, who get absolutely nothing. So I remember one time, one of my friends got a trophy, he got all this cool stuff. And at the time, I think I came third from last in the upper division. I got absolutely nothing. He got a group photo, all this swag and everything. Which, okay, fair enough, that's how the tournament's laid out. But next year, he enters the same division again. I'm like, okay, in one whole year, you haven't improved your ability to last place in the upper tournament. It's insane. And then the year after, oh, here he is again, you know? So how is it in 2-3 years no one is improving? I see the same thing as well in many other tournaments. You see these mid-division people that appear in the same division every year, and there's so many people. I don't want to name and shame, but anyone that plays the game can recognize the same faces, right? So, well, how do you solve this, may I ask? Well, I don't know. I don't have the answers, but I do have other options. I think if you want to increase participation, what you should do is have a newbie tournament, right? The newbie tournament is for people that want to get into the game. They want to learn to play. They don't want to be scared off by this huge tournament where they're going to pay a big amount of entry fee and then go home with nothing. That makes sense. A newbie tournament makes sense to me. Okay, then what about everyone else? Well, you have a newbie tournament and then the rest of the people just get put in one tournament. It's like the Olympics. It's like pretty much anything else in the whole world apart from certain games that I seem to be competing in, right? So yeah, I think that would be a good idea, in my opinion. Then you have the inclusion, and then you have a tournament where everyone's in there. Everyone gets the motivation to come back harder, right? You lose one time, maybe you come last. Next year, you're like, okay, I'm not going to come last. The year after, I'm going to be in the top 32. And that's motivation to improve. You have a goal, you have a ranking, right? If you go on the website for this game, the ranking goes to 1,000. That's pretty much a similar thing. You're in a huge group of people and you can improve. You can see yourself going up. It seems like a similar thing with the tournament. And then the other thing I might add is a female division. I think a female division is very important. I understand sometimes you can't get enough female participants. Like this tournament, I think they had 6. So they had to axe the female category completely. But it's still not really fair. Like I don't know how you would resolve that. If it was my event, I would. It'd be really funny to see the guys not use the bar and the females with the bar, kind of how WPF used to do it. You're never gonna see that, so it's kind of unrealistic. But it would be pretty fun. But I think even with 6 females, there should be a way where they can compete separately from a man. Just because of the obvious things, I'm not even going to cover it in this video. I think that's very important. But when you're slotting in females into a tournament and the guys are doing double 24, 5, 6, they're traversing really nicely, they have more stamina, cardio and everything else is science, then it's very unfair. Let's put it that way. It's another proposal of a solution, but to be honest, it sounds like way less drama. Number 2, you're not creating 9 trophies, so 3 trophies for this one, 3 trophies for mid, 3 trophies for senior, 9 prize monies, and things like that. A newbie division would maybe get a certificate and something small to encourage your participation in the game, and then the big tournament would have the big prize. And that way your prize money and prize pool isn't being split into these insane divisions where people get rewarded almost similarly for being half as good at the game as the person that would win the upper. To me it makes perfect sense, and it seems like most other things in the whole world are doing that, but it would save a lot of drama. And I think all the things surrounding this event with that is to do with favoritism, sandbagging and things of that nature. So I don't know, it's always something I wanted to discuss. What do you think? What games do you play? What sports do you play? Like, comment below. Is it something that happens to you in your sport or hobby? Because I think it's very important to discuss. And I'm seeing lots of tournaments around the world splitting on ability and things like that. And yeah, it just seems to create a lot of issues with that. How's it going?
Hello.
1 second.
Oh. Hello. Hello.
Okay, so that was Roy. He did the exorcism freestyle. If you didn't see that, I'll link it below so you can check him out. He was just super excited and a little bit nervous, but I think he nailed it. But yeah, let me know what you think about divisions and splitting based on ability. To me, it just seems kind of weird. And the other thing I'm going to talk about very soon is tournament rules. Why rules are important. You create rules, you stick by them, and you have to enforce them. And why you have to be very transparent with your tournament and your rules. That will come soon, but this is for now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.